Hello, I'm Arez. This is War and That. This is this is part three of Everybody Goes to War. So this is what we left off with. Actually, it isn't. I just lost the file. So yeah, so I'm gonna explain Germany joining in on this. They they knew that Germany joined on this they because they wanted because they knew if Russia won this, they would just go right after Germany next. Oh, and also these guys also thought the exact same thing, so they also joined it. And these are two completely different wars happening. Like the China-India war is completely different. It's just two major global conflicts happening at the same time. But they're gonna be stalemated most of the time, so let's just let's just start this then. First, blue team soldiers go across the border into, I guess, the Ukrainian part of Russia, and also but in the Baltics, Russia's pushing in and captured the Estonian state. But up north, Sweden is pushing in and cut off the Kola Peninsula just to make sure. And also, there's no nukes happening, so that isn't really useful. But also made a naval landing on Estonia, which brought some scare into Russia to get these troops in circles, so they ordered a withdrawal. But then, so that made it easier for them to push it out of the Estonian state and push in, and also push in from the Finnish state, nearly reaching St. Petersburg. But down here in the Caucasus Mountains, there really isn't anybody to help Azerbaijan and Georgia, except that Turkey and Azerbaijan are very good friends. So Turkey joins the war on Azerbaijan's favor, and together they establish a stalemate on the border. And then Romanian troops crossing the border and isolate the Crimean Peninsula and also completely make a new border. There's a completely new border now. So, and then Russia starts conscripting and it becomes a stalemate. So yeah, that's how that war will be for a bit of a while. And yeah, if you don't understand what at all is happening, how the heck the US is North America now, then you really need to watch the other two videos that I will place on the screen at the end of the video. So now, so because this is Pakistan and China combined, they very easily sweep through and capture Kashmir, even though it is very fortified. But something bad for the blue team is Cambodia is getting slapped by Vietnam and Thailand. And also Laos is nearly done. And Laos surrendered. And then Myanmar's panhandle is gone, and also its coast. And eventually it capitulates. And I just want to say thank you to the first person who ever did a comment on my videos. I'm gonna write you in the description because that was really nice of you. Thank you for also being Thank you all of those people who subscribe to my channel. It really made me feel like I should keep doing these videos. So, all right, so yeah, so that's how that goes. And India then starts pushing into Pakistan and capturing Islamabad. And kind of making fear in these soldiers that they might possibly get encircled like this. But because of that fear, they they withdraw out of Kashmir, and then everybody starts conscripting, and there is a stalemate. So yeah, those are the two major wars, and they both end in stalemate. So now let's get to smaller, mostly proxy wars. So Israel is gonna go invade Lebanon and Syria at the same time. And because Israel is a very strong country, it pushes into Lebanon, captures it, and then pushes into Syria. And because I don't want to color Turkey in accidentally, I'm gonna just, so yeah, eventually Syria starts conscripting, but Israel has done that already to prepare for invasions. So Syria surrenders, and the peace treaty calls for, let's try that again. The peace treaty calls for full annexation of Syria and Lebanon by Israel, just to make sure there aren't any more terrorists in there. So yeah, that's Israel's part. And a small turning point in Russia's favor is that Armenia is now going to join the war. Not that that's a very smart move. They immediately get slapped by Azerbaijan and Turkey. But they did manage to hold out a tiny bit, and they kind of allowed a distraction for these guys down there. So it allowed Russia to push down Azerbaijan and Georgia a bit more efficiently. So yeah, but also because of this war, Germany is experiencing the largest economic crisis it's ever seen since World War One, because Russia has cut off its humongous oil supply to Germany, and Germany is seriously, and this is seriously hurting the German economy. So they really, really need to end this war. And yeah, that's that's that part. Next, we have another conflict happening, and that is the United States getting hit with some Mexican rebels. And the US was very not prepared for this, so the Mexican rebels are very easily sweeping through, well, Mexico, capturing Mexico City and the Yucatan Peninsula. But now the US notices what's actually going on here, and what they do about it is start mobilizing and pushing them back in the north, making a naval landing on the Yucatan Peninsula. But then they start conscripting, and they are able to push back the Americans a tiny bit. And that is very surprising to a ton of countries because, it's the US. But then they make a landing near Mexico City and a landing on the other side of Mexico, and eventually split the rebels in two, essentially cutting off their communication. And also getting rid of their economy by making a naval blockade. And it's totally not that they're bombing all the cities they captured over there. So yeah, using their complete naval superiority in this part of the ocean, they are going in and made another landing on the Yucatan Peninsula and eventually took back Mexico City. And now it's just those northernmost rebels, which eventually get chipped off. So yeah, the US has taken care of its rebel problem. So yeah, its big rebel problem is done. Excuse me. So yeah, that was pretty easy for the US. But now, what's happening is a humongous South American war that pretty much all South America decided to just declare war on Brazil and Venezuela. So really, Brazil is in big trouble. But let's start with the naval map. So the naval map, the naval superiority map is obviously Brazil holding naval superiority of its own shores. And also has naval superiority with Venezuela's help in the Guianas. But the blue team navy is also has control of its own shores. And that was not intended. So it has control of its own shores. Except for the Guianas, but the Colombian Navy is coming there and is in a big battle with the Venezuelan and Brazil navies. And the Guyana navies are now coming out to go help. And they eventually gain control of the Guyana coast. So yeah, but now the land war. So let's get rid of the naval superiority map. So yeah, the land war now. So let's see how this goes. So immediately we have a lot of soldiers from South America coming in to take that, but at the same time Brazil takes over the Guianas, but Colombia pushes into Venezuela. And the US likes this because they really want Venezuela to lose this war. So they are gonna join this war. And that means big trouble for Brazil, even though they did literally nothing wrong. So now there's naval landings along the Guianas to liberate them, and also manage to encircle and isolate the rest of Venezuela, and eventually squeeze in from all sides and capitulate the country. They made the smart decision of not going right through the Amazon rainforest and moving their troops down there just to make sure that nothing bad happens to the troops in the Amazon rainforest. Also, all of Brazil's population is literally right there, so it's probably a lot better for that. So instead of fighting down there. They're just gonna try to hold a stalemate over there, and eventually manage to keep. Wait, what is this color? And keep pushing up. Brazil does not let this slide and starts conscripting and pushing them back. So after pushing them back a lot, and also going into, I think, Uruguay, and making the fear of encirclement over here. Those troops move out. But now American soldiers are coming from the US and coming into South America. So yeah, so now the Brazilians are getting pushed back again, all the way back to their like main city, which gets captured, and most of Brazil's economy got captured, so Brazil decided to surrender. So yeah, everybody just wanted to really just crush each other and show everybody that they're powerful, and also get pro-them governments. That meant like Venezuela now gets a pro-US government. So, and also Brazil now becomes one of the biggest allies to the US. So, yeah, so over here, we have another person joining the red team, and that is Iran, which causes a complete Middle Eastern war against him. So yeah, so if Iran joins, then Israel, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Qatar join. So now this war in Europe is soon to become a global conflict, and that is not what everybody wants. And Germany just decided it's just too much economic crisis for them, that they just convince France to join the war instead of them, because they aren't as reliant on the Russian oil. They're more reliant on the American oil, which always goes through the Atlantic, and it's pretty hard to get American oil from here like this to Germany. So and also you can't go like you can go through there, but I don't think that's the best idea. So, and it's very easy to get oil like that. So yeah, so Germany leaves the war, France joins it instead. So yeah, now there's also gonna be another person joining the war over here, and those are the Philippines. They are joining on the side of the blue team. So yeah, there's the major global conflicts are still happening. And I do think this is the end of part 2. I mean part 3. So don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you don't know what's happening, then you should probably watch the video one of the videos I put on top that says part 1 on them. So I'll see you next time. Bye.